Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Friday. Friday is still request day. Today's map was requested by the creator and has been voted in by the BonBon Buddies over on Patreon. If you want to get involved in that BonBon Buddy vote, it's very simple. Head on over to patreon.com/BonBonB. Sign up for just $1 a month or more if you're feeling generous. It really does help me and the channel out. But better than that, there is a good little community over there who do like to help each other out as well. And if you've got questions you need help with, that's a very good place to be asking. What about today's map? It's not bad. It is not bad as request maps go at all, and I think a few of you will want to build a big city on this one. But before we do something we want to do, let's do something that we're very reluctant to do. That's right, reluctantly hitting the like button that really does get me seen by more people, helps me go a little bit more every single day, and we'll get to that 10,000 subscriber count very, very soon indeed. Today's map is Islandbay by Snyman. Snyman from South Africa. Very lovely country it is too. What we got in the way of start squares? There's your start square. Well, we've got water, road and rail, plus intersections and roundabouts all going on there. A lot of flat build plane across the entirety of the map. So again, big city builders will love this one. And there we've got resources like that. The oil's a little bit out on the edges, but even so, I still think it's a very good map for that too. Off to the workshop, what do we need? Well, it's a short list. There is a one-click collection. We'll be using the not-so-rocky European map theme, the realistic 1.2 LUT. BonBonB, it's all yours. Okay, I'll take it on. I've got it. The one-click collection has everything that you need, plus one or two things you probably don't need, like the relight mod there. But also something that we do need, which is the network extensions to, because there are some network extensions to roads on this map. It's not there, and that is going to break your map if you haven't got it. Which is a bit of a downer, because this map was going to score quite highly for gameplay, and I have to reflect that in the gameplay score. Right, let's start off with the intersections. You're going to get used to this intersection. Looks a bit like a B. I'm quite happy with that. And I wonder why. We do have some highway jinky-janky off-ramps there. We've got one that bends. It could go straight, that would be much cleaner. And we've got another jinky-janky under the highway here as well. We're not going to look at every jinky-jank on today's map, because a lot of it is very minor stuff and probably won't bother some of you. But there are a few bits and pieces. Like down here, we've got the on-ramp here. We've got jinky-janky and jinky-janky there. But I do like the 3 lanes into 3, using, of course, the network extensions to highway. And that is where it's all going to be broken with those. Okay, so what can I tell you? It's got a real good vibe to it, this map. Okay, we'll forget about... I'm not going to go on and on about network extensions too. I'm just not. I probably would normally, but I'm not. We'll just, any other, or save it to the end, but I'll leave you in the knowledge that that's going to be a problem. Now, one of these lovely, lovely B-shaped intersections. And again, it's actually not too bad, this one. Not too bad, don't see much in the way of issues. But one thing that I do have a bit of an issue with is this upcoming bridge. Not huge problems. Again, not a game breaker. But considering we're just crossing one rail line, that starts from a hell of a long way out, and it's quite high as well. Don't forget, you're spending extra money for every foot in height that you go, and so you wouldn't actually have a rail bridge quite this high here. What I do is I'm just going to drop that down just a little bit. So I think the eyeball check is probably about there. We haven't even got catenaries to worry about here because of the railway replacer mod. I'm going to drop them down to a little bit higher than that. So we've got to have some sort of slope on that. That's not too bad. Again, this is a quick job, a very, very quick job, and there are plenty of things that I would do to improve my final task here as well. Select those two as well. And then I'm going to have a little bit of fun struggling getting things to go to ground level. Just ignore me while I faff about. So yes, it's not a bad map at all. Not a bad map at all. What can I tell you? Well, there's stuff going on in the background, by the way, at the moment, and that is regarding the second channel and coming up to 10,000 subscribers. I have got some plans. I have plans. I finally decided, see, still struggling. What am I doing wrong here? I see what I've done wrong. Building underground, what an idiot. Yes, I finally decided what I'm going to do in the way of streaming. I think some of you are going to really enjoy it. Those of you that enjoy me being a bit of a fixer-upper of maps, I'm going to have a bit of a live stream of fixing up random maps, randomly selected maps off of the workshop. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday, I did a lucky dip. Picked a map completely at random that had no thumbnail, etc. That is what is coming. Fixing up random maps, completely blind, another one of these intersections, all very good. And yes, doing that, and also setting a time limit as well, because those of you that know, well, I'm not sure if I'm happy with going elevated over here. Cutting might have been better. Oh, but then hang on, I'll talk more about random maps in a minute, I think. We've got an elevated section here that comes into this bridge, and I think the whole of this looks very clunky. The bridge is possibly too high. Don't like the pillar placements there. We'll shift some pillars to start off with. I'm going to do a lot of fiddling about here. But yes, so what I'll be doing is setting a time limit, say an hour, literally just an hour. Fixing a map. I mean, you could take weeks, months even fixing a map. I'm going to set a 1 hour limit to do that. What we're doing here, move the whole bridge. It's not centrally aligned over the river. Maybe give it a bit of a twist. I know it's just the bridge and not the roads. We can move the roads in a minute. But yes, that's going to be the plan. Maybe do one a week, and maybe do more than that if it's popular. And now those pillars that I moved are sort of like, well, they're a bit silly. And I was. Do you know what? When I recorded this, I was struggling. I don't know what was wrong. A bit of a head cold or something, but nothing was really going to plan. Personally, if I built this highway and the bridge, I would have done it completely from scratch, not tried to fix up somebody else's work. I still think that's a little bit better. Could do with being lower, and it's just all clunky. Also, you'll notice it's wide enough for a 4-lane highway. I think that's probably one of the big problems here. We've got this big concrete slab around the outside, and it just feels, well, clunky. Feels very, very clunky. So yes, bridge, not the best, not the best. Intersection coming up here like this will handle an awful lot of traffic, and that's right by the start square as well, so probably a very good place for it as well. And it's been well used, well created, and well plopped too. This roundabout, less so, 3 lanes going into 3 here, and also look at the bend on these on-ramps, for want of a better phrase. Lumpy bumpy, let's fix both of those with a very quick click of that. There you go. That's automatically better. Just bending the on-ramps the wrong way. Speaking of on-ramps though, that is what today's asset is all about. You've probably already seen it. That's it, we've got a good one. It's the Realist HWY Ramp Project, RHT by creativeDEX. creativeDEX, one of the best creators out there. It's a set of ploppable highway intersections with on and off ramps perfectly set up. I've done this in a bit of a hurry, so there might be a mod or two missing. There might be 1 or 2 glitches that you won't get when you actually do it properly yourself, but I thought I'd show it off anyway. Factoids, because factoids, the last of the Manchu emperors, Puyi, came to power today, November the 15th, in 1908, aged just 2.5 years. After the takeover of Mao Zedong and the Communist Party, he ended up as an odd job man at the Botanical Gardens in Peking. There we are, today's factoid, that one. What have we got in the way of this highway though? There's a few glitchy bits that is probably or possibly down to me. It's all adjustable, like we've got a bit of ploppable asphalt missing there. I know I've subscribed to ploppable asphalt. I don't know what's going on. But yes, I'm sure spend some time on that. It'll look amazing. That's the Realist HWY Ramp Project by creativeDEX. That's the right-hand version. You can switch the roads to left-hand, but the chevrons will be pointing the wrong way, and Dex has got a left-hand project coming very soon indeed. So it's to look forward to. But yes, I apologise to Dex if I haven't quite got that as beautifully done as it's intended to look. I thought I had everything subscribed to and activated, but I'm doing 1 trillion things at once here, and sometimes I fail. But hopefully you've got a good idea about that project, because it does look amazing. It does look amazing, doesn't it? Come on, let's face it. And it's just plop it. Just plops and clips, and it's lovely. Lovely indeed. Yes, we've got this B junction again. See, there you go. Look, we've definitely got ploppable asphalt because of these. I'm not sure what these are here for. I don't know what Hans was trying to do here. I don't think it really works. Whatever, there you go. Ploppable asphalt moves about. I don't know if it works. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but it definitely, whatever was going on down here, looks incomplete or missing something. Maybe there's some more missing bits and pieces. I'm not checking the loading screen mod for reports on this particular map. I wish I had now, as I got a feeling there might be some more missing goodies, as well as network extensions too. Who knows? Who knows? Too late now. Too late. Recording now. Okay, so now the railway replacer mod and the railways. First of all, love the live rails because this is part of the world that I'm from. We have the live rail down the middle of the tracks there. It's a great mod. I haven't mastered it yet. I haven't even started tinkering with it yet. It's the problem with not doing a city build myself. I don't really get time to play with mods and master them. Got a tree hanging over the line there, but it's high enough for the trains to sort out themselves, I think, there. So yes, I'm saying that I haven't mastered the mod, and so therefore when we see something wrong with this railway in a minute, I don't know whether it's me having something that I haven't actually subscribed to, a dependency of the mod that I might have missed, which is possible, or whether or not it's Hans missing something themselves. So I'm not going to mark down the map for what we're about to see in a moment. We'll get there in a moment. Right, this bridge, here we go. We're at this bridge. It goes elevated here, and that looks all right to me, I think, sort of. And then the live rail disappears. So the train will be receiving no power. So going over the bridge here, the train, which will continue running anyway, it's gameplay, you know, it's an aesthetic thing. The train would have to go across that bridge under momentum, which it'd probably be okay with the amount of speed they could have going. But I still think there probably there is a better asset for network assets to be used on that bridge than the one that Hans has selected. I think, possibly, maybe, probably, maybe. Yes, so there are definitely, well, there's definitely things missing with this at the moment. And like I say, I have subscribed to everything that Hans put down in the links. I didn't go across to the railway replacer mod to check if there's stuff there, because I don't really want to clog up my system with stuff I'm not going to be using. Maybe, though, pillars is one of them. Maybe. And I'm not marking Hans down for this because I think this might be me. Maybe. Possibly. Or maybe it's not. If somebody wants to check that for me, that would be great. Let me know in the comments. Then we head over the bridge again. I think this is Hans with the lack of the live rail. I'm guessing a lack of live rail there as well. Or maybe there's no options around that. I don't know, because I'm not an expert on the railway replacer mod. I just haven't got the time to sit down and play with it for a couple of hours. Well, I could, but then we'll be missing a Watt map at some point. I do have more tutorials coming, though, on stuff that I do know about, so watch out for those. What we got here, rail over road again. Bit of a jinky-janky there. A little bit of a jinky-janky on the rail, which is a bit odd on a bridge, I feel. Don't want to derail on the bridge. That's about the last place you want to derail, actually. And then we cut through here. Don't mind that at all. It's all very slick. And then as we hit the edge of the map, every one of these outside rail connections has everybody's favourite factory in the fog. And so just wanted to point that one out. Right, time for this.
Do you have trouble building on steep hills? Do your buildings continually glitch into or out of the ground? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Building on Steep Hills by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so back to Islandbay by Hans Snyman and shipping routes. And if there's anything completely right with the map, it's going to be the shipping routes. Okay, you can moan about minor jinky-jankies in the shipping. Nobody's going to notice minor jinky-jankies in the shipping routes. But they all have these lovely little triangle bits on them. It's a fantasy map. They take routes that are a bit fantastical. But everywhere that you want a shipping route, it goes. And that is fine. Works for me. Waterflow is, well, fantasy map. Okay, this is the main river that goes down past the start square, and we do have enough coming down through the start square. It's a bit shallow, but that's fine because there is plenty of it, and I think you'll be fine to get going until you need to branch out and do more. So Waterflow, lovely. That's what we want. Okay, the map as a whole, we've got a whole mix of different biomes on this map as well, just to make things a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Loads of flat build plain as well for the big city builder, with highways put in just everywhere that you're going to want to build. We've got all these islands. Islands are fun. Lots of flat build plain there. And we've got a bit of desert off on the edge of the map as well. Plus a little bit of sea on the opposite side as well. Let's have a little bit look at the water spawn points. Now this, okay, fantasy map. Look, our mountain seems to be leaking. Oh no! What's on the opposite side of the mountain? Sea. I'm not really buying into it even as a fantasy water source, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine because it's fantasy. You can get away with a lot of things, and that's fine. The other water spawn point is over here again. Our mountain is leaking. I don't mind. It's quite aesthetically pleasing. Then we come down here. I don't really buy into the gorge. We'll look at the gorge in a minute. Let's have a look down at the build area down there. The water, there you go. The river delta even. I quite like that. Hans liked it as well. He's used it as the thumbnail of the map. That's quite well done as well. And then we've got, well, the islands. The islands are a bit on the odd side, shall we say. We've got one long, thin, spiky type one here. We won't be doing much with that one. The next one is a feature island, as you can probably tell already. We've got a little landing beach here. We've got a dirt track that doesn't quite get down to the beach. I'd like it if that was just down onto the beach a little bit more. If you follow the dirt track up, we have a switchback, and there we go up the side of the mountain up this side. And past the cliffs there. Very scenic location for the Essential Lighthouse. Not sure if it's the best location for an Essential Lighthouse, but it's very scenic. I quite like that idea for an island. I think that's a good job. Then we have over here another, well, interesting with 4 blobby hills. That's fine. It's fine. It's just fun. I like this island. I'm not sure what you'd use it for, but this is my favourite of the 4 islands, or the multiple islands even. Do like this cove in amongst these rather high, stupidly high mountains possibly. Sorry, not calling your map stupid, but it's fantasy, so crazily high probably be a better word. And then, and then this gorge. I'm not sure, even in the fantasy map, whether that river would have carved the gorge through that. I can see all the rocks alongside the way it has carved the gorge. But I personally would have probably taken the river around here and down and linked it into this river here. I think that makes a bit more sense. Anyways, what do you think of the map? What do you? You sat there with your itchy finger. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? Well, let's start off with aesthetics, because we normally do. I don't think there's too much wrong with this at all. Okay, it's not the most beautiful map you've ever seen, not the most realistic or most fantastical of fantasy maps, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine, and it's not off-putting in any way, so I'm going to give it 3 stars. Detailing leaves a little bit to be desired, but again, it's not hideous. There's nothing game-breaking about it. There are a few things that I would, or definitely spend some time on fixing up myself, but I think it just edges in with that 3rd star for detail. For gameplay potential, right, my first instinct is 4 stars. You can have a lot of fun with this map. But then I have to take into consideration missing items off of the workshop that are game breaking. Not bits that are aesthetically changing, but game breaking. Network Extensions 2 is game breaking if you don't have it. And a lot of people won't have it. And so I've got to take that down from 4 to 2 stars. I know it's a loss of 2 stars. Seems a bit heavy, Islandbay by Hans Snyman. But it is game breaking if you haven't got it. And so I have to, I can't give it a 3. It's not okay. It's not fine if you load up the map and it don't work. So near. Really quite nice map, actually. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for joining me for another map in the What Map series. We've got one more coming up this week, coming up tomorrow. I think you're going to like tomorrow's. I hope you're going to like tomorrow's. I hope I'm going to like tomorrow's. I hope somebody likes tomorrow's. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you very, very soon, probably with a tutorial tonight.